What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I'm mid-workout. The Cowboys game just finished. Actually, a pretty darn good game. And then I see, yo, busted vampire cards are out. You're gonna want to react. Yeah, these are crazy. And vampires is one of those decks that's almost all there. So 3 updated cards could be it. I was kind of disappointed from Ghost from the Trash's update, although it wasn't the worst. So let's go ahead and read these and see if I've been fed overhype or the right amount of hype. Usually when I'm overhyped heading in and something isn't good, I'm just like totally deflated, so please at least be okay. Vampire Ghost Ogre. Well, Ghost Ogre has a brother or something going on. I guess the color scheme is somewhat similar. I doubt there's any relation. We have a level 3 Dark Zombie effect, monster attack 1500, defense 0, and this card reads, you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal summoned, normal summoning zombies over Unizombie, let's see if it's worth it. You can send one other vampire card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard, Unizombie says deck, add one level 4 or higher vampire monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send one level 2 or lower vampire monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, that's a pretty darn good start. I'd like this to be able to work on special summon, but you know, we can't have all winners and conditions always. But this card allowing you to send the level 2 is actually going to be good, and it self-replaces whatever you end up actually sending by adding a level 4 or lower to the hand. Sending the 2s are really big. You have self-recurrence within there. Let's read the second effect. During the main phase, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and pay 500 life points. Immediately after, this effect resolves normal summon a vampire monster, there you go, with no self-restriction on him. So you actually have the access to a double normal within this card so that you can get that on normal summon effect through himself. Weird enough if you end up like sending him to the graveyard, so you can actually send this, like, oh my gosh, this is pretty darn good. It works in tandem with Unizombie. I was so critical at first. I'm like, yeah, normal summon that's not Unizombie. It solves the problem itself. That's pretty darn cool. And the resource game that it actually gives you for the tribute, well, not tribute, I should say sin, and it sends from the hand as well, is pretty cool. We have a rank 8 Dark Xyz zombie monster with an attack of 3000, defense of 2800. Its mats are 2+ level 8 monsters. So that's a lot of work for the deck, right? 2 level 8. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It better be worth it. If you use a monster or monsters with a level that is owned by your opponent for the Xyz summon of this card, treat it as level 8. Yo, vampires and zombies in general, they're kind of good at taking your opponent's stuff. I guess you could also use Crackdown as a tech in the deck. Crackdown's a highly overlooked card, but you get that ability within here and self-revival from your opponent's graveyard quite often. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Alright, neither player can target this card with the effects of monster special summon anywhere other than the graveyard, so it's soft targeting protection. It kind of goes funny with like a thriller zombie theme, and wow, we're in Halloween here with all these ghost tricks and zombie reveals, huh? But it's not the strongest target protection, but it's still super welcome. Also stops them from being targeted by hand traps and the such, I suppose. You can detach one material from this card, send the top 4 cards of each player's deck to the graveyard, huge for zombies. Then if a monster or monsters was sent to the graveyard with this effect, you can special summon one to the view. You can get your opponents, and it's all within one chain. It's a then, but it doesn't get interrupted by the chain, so you can take something milled to the opponents, and that also helps you just make more of these. There's not like a limit on how many you can make, just the effect used. That's kind of awesome as well. Wow, each card is interacting with itself. How weird is that? This first card interacts by being able to normal summon itself, in a sense, when you combo with it early in a turn, say pitch it with Unizombie or something. And then the second one actually ends up able to help you make another one of himself or something like that. That's kind of wild. And then we have a Link 3. I saw the picture. I have no clue what she does, but it's looking like waifu material. Looks like she could be friends with Fräulein. And we've got 3 Link arrows similar to Summon Sorceress even. Vampire Fascinator is a Link 3 Dark Zombie Link Effect monster. Attack 2400, Link's top, bottom left, bottom right. Mats are 2+ monsters, including just a zombie monster. Yo, you did not overhype these. These are freaking awesome so far. We've got 2 good effects. Okay, I'm getting too excited. Let's read. If this card is Link summoned, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. You can't special summon other monsters the rest of the turn, except zombie monsters. Also special summon the targeted monster to your field and defense. It says other, so the monster you target can still not be zombie, and you're getting free materials to link up with, although you then get zombie locked in your extra deck. Zombie World's gonna, start doing things anyways. We're really improving one of the best typings to end up working with Floodgates too. You can tribute a vampire monster. So tribute instead of send. Weird how they mix it up within the same archetype update, right? Then target 1 monster your opponent controls. Take control of it till the end phase. Further purporting this. What the heck? It actually all fits together. It's all competent. It's all welcome updates. Now, does this turn this tier 1 to 2? Maybe tier 2, actually. Yo, I have Dark Saviors pulled up just so we could look at cards in case there were, like, market cards to look at and that kind of stuff, because I would think Dark Saviors over core sets would be somewhat important, as well as the Ghost from the Trash update, mayhaps. But let's actually pull up the screen. I want you to read 1 level 2 from this deck, and Fräulein's really great if you haven't read her either. But there's a vampire level 2 in this set that's really good called Retainer. If this card is special summoned, you can pay 500 life points, add a vampire spell and trap from your deck to the hand. If this card's in your graveyard, you can send a vampire card from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard, so you can send the guy that allows you to get another normal and just banish him from the graveyard if he's in hand. Special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it's also, whenever you're sending it with the new guy, you're able to actually use Retainer to not only get advantage, but end up comboing with him. That's kind of freaking wild how they did this kind of intricate combo setup, all with these cards, then allow you to use your opponent's resources, something the deck is already strong with. I would not say it's blown out of proportion to call this busted. I wouldn't say broken, game-breaking, but you are literally robbing the opponent's graveyard for zombies and then turning them into your own crazy creations with this that all have positive effects. I like this. The graveyard resources are going to be big for both player, but the fact that you can just take one of theirs is also pretty freaking awesome. You'll have to kind of choose like the order you're going in too, won't you? Because you have a Link 3 option, you have a rank 8 option. Options are always strong for great decks, and it actually can work with Unizombie and the zombie engine. Okay, my brain juices are going. Let me know in the comment section down below what you are already finding out with this deck. I had vampires in general pulled up, but a lot of the old school vampires are high in price. Vampire Sucker may not have the most printings, and it's already a pretty expensive card, so you may want to get those sooner than later. I see the cheap ultras are going fast, so you may want to get a secret rare using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra. Support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying, because this is from Flames of Destruction, and this update comes from a set that is also going to be first of the year. Battle of Chaos is really shaping up to be interesting. A lot of fan favorite decks. Now we have a pretty heavy push on vampires, and we could see 20th anniversary rare in the TCG upcoming for the set. That's just a theory. It's not a for sure thing. But Battles of Chaos would be the first set available, I think, for 20th anniversary rarity officially for the USA, EU, TCG regions. And that would be kind of awesome to see some of these cards in as well. Hey, you already got a waifu. Konami, I see where you're headed. Thanks for watching the updates on the cards. What did you think of kind of this look around at other things to maybe think about also, such as cheap things from Dark Saviors that are kind of nice? And also remember, Ghost from the Trash did update vampires. You'll want to look at that too, as well as the kind of decent spells that they got in Dark Saviors.